ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, and bestower of immortality. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, known as Saddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of threefold faith. And presently we are coming to the conclusion in 24th verse onwards is the conclusion of the teaching. You may consider the conclusion of all teachings. It was just to remind you of what we have already covered. Lord Krishna has given insight into three great spiritual practices known as yajna, dana, and tapa. Yajna is normally translated as sacrifice, and it figures up in your mind as sacrificing animals. And in all religions, some form of sacrifice has gone on in the name of yajna. But that I have explained to you before. That's extremely childish and dull wit. Pursue the traits that make you animal. Those traits are to be sacrificed. Anger makes you an animal. Egoistic tricks played by your mind, they are foxes. Bleating about nothing, that's ego. Catch hold of them. Create a fire in your heart center. And with all the mantras, etc., bring the animal into it. And the animal, out of that comes the aroma, the divine fragrance. And then take the animal prasad. I will not go in that direction, I'm drifting away. To give you from a broader point of view, every individual, every soul is involved in three aspects of the universe. Srishti, whole cosmos, the creation. That relationship is brought in your sadhana by yajna. Next term is samaj. Srishti, samaj, and vyakti. There are three great principles. And you live to perform your duty in all the three levels. When your life flows with divine qualities, that's known as where negative qualities within you become sacrificed and sublimated. That puts you in the touch of a process that helps the entire creation. It's difficult for human being to understand, but you must realize you and the whole universe, they are related. And it is brought out by sages in a very simple way. You live to pay 5 debts. You are already coming indebted. These debts you can't pay off in your dreams. They were in debt to be paid to God, gods. It's translated by masses. The gods are nothing but the God in different aspects. So, worshipping God in your daily life, if you are not doing that, you are not paying a profound debt. Because in divine plan, you have been given the embodiment. This whole creative plan has worked very hard for you. It's fabricated all your nerves, looked for the exact parents, put together all your karmas using the divine Google. They have given you the exact type of birth needed for your evolution. To that God, you are always indebted. And therefore, bring in your daily life japa of Ishta Devata, repetition of divine mantra, prayer, reciting stotras. It all depends now how evolved you are. But any form of worship has to enter. If you allow it to enter, you are paying your first debt. They were in. How profoundly can you pay it? I'm just trying to give you a little more extension. When you are serving people with the feeling that God is being served in them, an act of divine worship, then it is Deva Yajna of an advanced type. But let me give you just the basics. Next point is Rishi Yajna. Sages have given scriptures. Sages are spiritual scientists. And they have done tremendous sadhana and sacrifice in presenting the laws of spirituality. But if you don't follow the law, see, the science has created all the laws, and those laws, as they are utilized, you see the progress, scientific progress. In the same way, there are laws of spiritual nature. Sages, from generation to generation, they worked upon those profound insights and brought out great revelations, great mantras, great tantras, great methods of elevating, lifting up human consciousness. And whether you know it or not, your parents, your grandparents have been influenced by those sages in every country. In brief, you are indebted to those sages. So therefore, don't let a day pass without reading something inspiring. Great wisdom is put together in very small little literature like Gita, contains all the Upanishads. Then there are many stotras, prayers. Instead of waking up and directing your attention to the news that goes on breaking, train your mind to enjoy stotras, praises of God. And that again, that's another direction that you need to gradually train yourself in a disciplined manner. In other words, you choose certain stotras that are highlighted praises of your Ishta mantra, instead of being distracted over so many praises, so many prayers. Hold on to few of them that are impressive for your mind and go on doing it day by day. Just like in medicine, you take medicinal tablet day by day. If your mind is distracted and you want to take, there are 100 remedies and you want to take each remedy every day. It is helping you, but doesn't relieve your misery. So let me go back to the basics. Deva Yajna, you are performing. Devarina, debt to gods you are paying by practicing worship, meditation. Debt to sages you are paying by studying scriptures, doing japa, and following the directions given by sages for your spiritual sadhana. Debt to your forefathers, doing humanitarian deeds in the name of your forefathers that considered the basic aspect that allows the forefathers to feel great about. But the scriptures go on saying they feel extremely proud of you when you develop love of God. When love of God develops in your heart, Nrityanti Pitaro, forefathers who are sitting in Indra's loka, they suddenly stand up on their feet and start dancing. It's all allegorical. Spirituality is very profound, and unless some allegorical way it is presented, it will not enter any ear. I'm not talking about why ear, I'm talking about ear. So I have talked about Devarin paying debt to God, paying debt to sages, paying debt to forefathers. In a more practical way, do certain things in the name of your forefather. And then debt to human beings, rina. And that demands practicing dan, charity of different types. I have explained that. It's not just money, but how you deal with human beings in different levels with a generous heart. And it reaches this climax when you realize that ghat ghat mein hai Sai Ramata. In every individual, God dwells. So, if you have inspired someone to follow the right course, don't take down the name of the person, don't take it literally. I'm joking. Don't expect a Christmas gift from the person, but rather feel joyous that the person gave you an opportunity. Think of doctors and patients. If there is a spiritual attitude, a doctor is obliged to every patient. Every patient has given an opportunity for the doctor to bring about his virtue. And then there is Bhuta Yajna. Bhut term relates to all animals and birds below human level. It extends into even how to deal with forests, trees, not to abruptly destroy forests and thereby destroy so many animals and birds, but there is an ecological balance. Maintain that, allow that balance to be maintained. So all this is a broad understanding of yajna. Next point, tapas. Let me see. Yajna, dana, tapa. Dana, charity. I have already explained that. Let me touch upon tapa, austerity. Austerity generally gives the idea that you have to do something painful, stay seated for a long time, standing on one foot, or putting your head down into the Ganges for a while. But Gita points out what are the austerities. Austerities are physical, vocal, mental. Physical, Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna Pujanam, worshipping God, godly men, Guru, those who are spiritually advanced. By worshipping implies serving them, coming in contact with them. Shaucham, purity of body and mind. Arjavam, developing a straightforward personality, not crooked, thinking somewhere in some other way, speaking something different, and acting totally different from how you think and how you speak. Distortion. Next, brahmacharya, allowing your physical instincts to be channelized for a positive purpose. Brahman becomes your goal. Live your life to realize you are neither a man nor woman. You are related to Brahman, your soul. So therefore, the normal instincts that allow your mind to become impure, again, that I'm not going there. I've already explained that point. Kama, the lustful instinct in every individual. When it is channelized, then it is perfectly good. Not channelized, then it makes you a perverted personality. And brahmacharya is channelizing and sublimating that aspect. And ahimsa, not to hurt anyone. All that is pointed out as physical austerity. But you have to always understand, in order to really perform these, it must touch your mind. It must go deeper into you. That aspect, the deeper aspect, vocal austerity. Anudvega karam vakyam, satram satyam priya hitam chayat. Words that come out of your tongue should not create agitation in others. Your words should not be like a hook pinching the heart of others, or like the claws of a cat. Anudvega karam vakya. And it should be truthful, satyam. But before you start speaking the truth, put two conditions behind it. It should be pleasant to the ears of others. Not just pleasant, it should be helpful, purposeful. Meaningless truth telling others doesn't help anybody. I will not dramatize that. You left to your imagination. And mental austerity, see, all these austerities, physical, vocal, mental, they go together. Mental austerity, manaha prasada, how to allow the mind to have a soothing, joyous state. Saumyatvam, gentleness. Look at the moon shining behind silvery cloud. The picture of Saumya, Soma, moonlight shimmering. Maunam, and mind that is backed up by the melody of silence. So, even when a saintly person, you don't have to come to a profound saint, but any sattvic moment, you are very happy with people around you, and you are saying nothing. And yet they are all feeling your joyous presence. Power of Mauna. Mauna that is eloquent. Atma Vinigraha, keeping the lower self under your control. Bhava Sanshuddhi, purifying your heartfelt feelings. All this is called austerity. So someone started practicing austerity. In the general picture, he found a place and he sat down and stayed. But by practicing these, you are doing physical, vocal, mental austerity. Now, coming to the conclusion state of the scripture, of this chapter. Om Tatsaditi Nirdesho Brahmanah Trividha Smrita Brahmanastena Vedascha Yajñascha Vihita Pura. Om Tat Sat. These are the threefold symbol of Brahman. Formerly, the Brahmins, the Vedas and sacrifices were ordained by them. Lord Krishna is bringing out and presenting the great research work of the sages. And what's the result of the research? That Om Tat Sat. These are the secret mantras which can open the door to the boundless treasure of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, all that is good, divine and sublime. Om Tat Sat. The great utterance in Hindu culture. In ashrams, people greet each other also by saying Om Tat Sat. In a very literal way, what you are saying, Om, you are drawing the attention. Tat, God. Sat, real. God alone is real. Uttering Om Tat Sat. Now, there are profounder meanings. Om Tat Sat can be viewed as a sequence. With Om, you are invoking God. With Tat, you begin to gain spiritual insight of the nature of God. And Sat, you realize God. God alone is. People have given different interpretations, but that doesn't matter. You can look at it in so many ways. Om, Tat, Sat are synonyms. Om, in Sanskrit literature, also relates to saying yes. Someone has asked, is it right? I say, oh. right? Instead of saying yes, they say Om. The very mantra Om brings the mystic yes. You want to ask for something, approaching a person, he says no. There's a joyous confrontation. In sadhana, you start with Om. This yes, there is no no in it. Yes movement. With Om, commence your prayer. That's a broad way. That's rishis have given that like a formula, which has been further developed by other rishis into mantras. So everyone doesn't simply repeat Om, but repeats an Ishta mantra. Om Shri Ramaya Namah, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Hanumate Namah. Om is there in all mantras. With Om, you are doing your prarthana, prayer. With Tat, you are doing your pujan, worship. Sat, you are realizing God. Remember 3 points I have talked about: prarthana, pujan, and anubhuti or experience. So all the works of yajna, dana, and tapa, all your spiritual sadhana must be performed with the spirit of Om Tat Sat. Tasmat Om iti udahritya yajna dana tapah kriya pravartante kriya vidhanokta satsam brahmavadinam. Therefore, the seekers of Brahman perform sacrifice, yajna, gift, dana, and austerity, tapas, and other similar acts enjoined by the scriptures with the utterance of Om. Now, in order to understand this point, recall what I have talked about Om Upasana. And I will give you just a simple summary that may give you a typical. If you are practicing your discipline, you are seated in meditative pose, direct your attention to the navel center and imagine Om is radiating from that center. Om, Om, Om. Try to give exercise to your mental feeling. First, understand you are body, physical body. But physical body relates to the entire matter in all universe. How can you separate your body from the world of matter? People are very scientists, are very intelligent people, but somehow they don't figure that out. Not for a moment can you separate yourself from the world of matter. More easier way to understand that your body grows out of food, out of matter. And body goes on throwing off waste product that goes into the matter. Your body is like a lagoon by the ocean, fed by the ocean, and the lagoon feeds the ocean, one way or the other. Therefore, with Om Upasana, the first stage, I am the universal physical world, body. Identified with body, I am Vishwa. But Vishwa is like a wave. Virat is like the ocean. And how can we separate away from the ocean? So therefore, allow your mind now to flutter up, not stay with the body. Follow. Let your mind understand, I am this body of flesh and bones, but also I am the body of trees. I'm the mountains. I am the stars. I am the Milky Way. Think of the matter, how far it extends. Let your imagination. But all this is not meant to crowd your mind, meant to make you feel expansive. That you are never separated from the universe. Vishwa relates to Virat. That's the A aspect of Om. And as you inject that within your personality, that allows you to develop profound qualities in your daily life. Come to the next level, at the heart center. Same Om sound emanates. But now you have gone beyond the A aspect. Come to the U aspect. How do you go beyond? By realizing that the idea I am the body is not in the body. It is an act of your nervous system. And that act of nervous system is because of the mind. Just like wires don't give you electricity. But the energy goes through the wires. In brief, cut down to a very simple way to understand. The body idea is actually a mental experience. It's not a physical experience. Physical experience doesn't exist. You never see rocks talking together. Dead bodies don't talk together. They may be very close together. All experiences come through your mind. So I am mind. You are grown up. Identified by individual mind, the term is used tejas. It's kind of a shining state. That tejas relates to Hiranyagarbha, cosmic mind. So the same type of logic. As individual mind, I am a wave. As cosmic mind is the ocean. Why should I restrict myself to a wave state? Let me discover I am the mind. A mind that can send out goodwill to all, not a single item excluded. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. And now come to another level. What is mind? The fabric of the mind is sustained by the reality of God. In the deep unconscious level, there is a factor that controls your body, mind, senses. Identify, that's called causal body. Identified with causal body, I am prajna. Prajna implies identity with ignorance. Ignorance is ajna, ajnan. And you have become identified with ajnan. But what is ajnan in you is jnana in the hands of God. The cosmic counterpart, macrocosmic counterpart of that ajnana bonded consciousness is Ishvara consciousness. So, identified with the causal body, I am prajna. Since that causal body is universal causal body, handled by God, Ishvara and Prajna are related. That's the M aspect of Om. When you reach that level, A, U, and M go through a special compounding process. And the resultant comes out as the fourth, transcendental. So I am neither the body, nor the mind, nor the causal state. I am the Absolute. Aham Brahmasmi. All this is a vast wisdom, but you can daily touch it in a very simple way. In each meditation, focus at the navel center and allow your mind to feel, I am everywhere. I'm not confined to the body. Turn to your heart, go up one step further. Now identify the body doesn't exist. I'm pure mind. Then go further. Even that mind has stopped all thoughts. Moved away. I'm lost in profound surrender. And then what rings out as a resultant, Brahman alone is. Turiya, the transcendent. That's the Om Upasana. And allowing the mind to work upon this, even in a childish way, opens the door to a profound movement. So all activities of yajna, dana, tapa, all sadhanas must be backed up by this type of Om-based bhavana feeling. Tadityan navisandhaya phalam yajna tapa kriya jnana kriyashtat vividha kriyante mokshakanshibhi. Aspirants desirous of liberation perform the acts of sacrifice, austerity and others with the utterance of Tat, implying remembering God, who is Tat. Tat means transcending all names and forms. And they perform all the actions not for worldly attainment, but for attaining God realization. It's a formula for switching your mind from sakamya to niskamya, from pravritti to nivritti. That alone is real, this world of names and forms. That's not reality. So your mind should not be fascinated by this world of time, space. Do your duty. Pursue what expected results should be in your action. You see your action succeed. But that is not your real success. Don't consider that as your ultimate goal. Your goal is not here. If you are a farmer growing trees, grow them. Grow them well. But don't sit back expecting that when the fruits come, me and my coming generations will enjoy them. How wonderful. Rather, think, I have done it well. I have allowed my heart to be purified. I am attaining God realization. In other words, doing the same karma, you have two ways to have mental attitude. How good karmas I have done, and therefore God is going to give me a lot of prosperity. If you follow that, it is alpa buddhi, limited intellect, dull-wit intellect. But if you develop, I'm doing these good karmas, may I have opening in my heart to develop profound devotion. May I attain God realization. Nothing else but to attain liberation, become free from the cycle of birth and death. Think of a patient in a hospital. The idea that the next compartment of the hospital is better. It works hard to get a better set of nurses and doctors. That's called sakambya. Think of another person who does have the idea, no more of this. I want to get out of this hospital. That's moksha. So that type of understanding has to be promoted. Then you have understood the term sat, tatat, that, nothing of this world. And the last term is sadbhave sadhu bhave cha sadityetak prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha satchabdah partha uchyate. O Arjuna, sat is used in the name of reality and of goodness. And also, sat is used for auspicious actions. Think of the importance of sat. Come to good association, sat sangha. Conduct yourself righteously, it's called sat achar. Your feeling becomes profound, leading you to God realization, it's called sat bhavana. Sat term has gone deep into Hindu literature. In all forms of blessing, sat is implied. When you use the term sat, it refers to all auspiciousness, mangalam. Satyameva jayate. Sat alone triumphs everything. And that's the goal. So Om Tat Sat is to be assimilated in your personality, digested. And with this I'm concluding for now. Still the chapter is not over, two more verses to go through. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukul Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyant Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti.